Hello everyone, it's Dan Drake with Drake Residential and got a couple updates today that honestly, if you own a property in Cook County or you've been thinking about buying, these are worth paying attention to. So the first one is actually pretty good news, especially if you're a senior homeowner or, if your parents are. Cook County just expanded the Senior Freeze program. So basically right now the income cap sits at 65,000, which really hasn't moved in years. And starting in 2026, that's jumping all the way up to 75,000. And then it'll keep going up incrementally throughout 2029. So what that means is more people are going to qualify to freeze their property tax assessments. And if you're on that fixed income, that's a big deal because we all know what property taxes do around here. They don't go down. So if you or someone you know is getting close to that threshold, it's probably be worth looking into. And the second thing is more of a market side. We're seeing a real shift in buyer interest, not in huge headlines or anything like that, but really the momentum's building in some of the more value neighborhoods. So closer to the city, you're looking at Jefferson Park, Avondale, parts of Portage Park, and even in the northwest suburbs, you got Round Lake Beach, you got Lake Zurich. Now, these names are starting to pop up more in conversation, and it makes sense, right? Because people are getting priced out when you're closer to downtown. So they're looking at places that still have the solid bones, good school, transit access, but really where your dollar actually stretches more. And these aren't going to be the flashiest neighborhood everyone talks about, but that's kind of the point, right? Because there's room to grow here. So whether you're looking about downsizing or maybe buying your first place, or you're an investor trying to figure out where to put your money, now is a good time to actually look at the map, not just where everyone's talking about, but really where things are moving quietly. Because the smart money, right? It's not always loud. So if you want to talk through how any of this affects your situation, whether it's the senior freeze, the market trends, or what your property is actually worth right now, just reach out to me. I'm happy to walk you through the numbers, no pressure. So once again, this is Dan Drake with Drake Residential and At Properties.